Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucy Superfox, and this is my podcast. In tonight's episode, I want to dive into the missing trick in manifestation. It is something that is not talked about enough. We're all focused on the step by step, the process, the journals, the diaries, the morning routines. And yet, there is one big thing we are all missing, and that is our healing. So without further ado, let's dive in. So let's get this straight. Manifesting is a process of bringing something from thought into reality. It's the process of desiring something or wanting something and see it manifest or create or happen in our 3D reality or in our physical world, right? We want to take it from in our head to in our bank account. We want to take it from in our dreams to in our bed. We want to take it and bring it into real life, right? And so what often happens is we kind of go through this process where we go, okay, I know what I want. So we create the vision board. We've got the goal list. We've got the journal. We set the intentions. Step 2, I know I need to believe I can have it, right? And these are the first 2 steps I teach inside my manifestation process. So I'm going to work on my beliefs. I'm going to do some affirmations, and then I'm going to, just see what happens. Or I'm going to work really, really hard, and then I'm going to see what happens. And there's a few missing steps. And then the final one, which is the one I'm going to dive into. So the 5 steps of manifestation that I teach inside the Becoming program and the Mastering and Manifesting bundle actually is these 5 steps. Number 1, know what you want. You have to be really clear on what you want. So many people are caught up in the shoulds, the supposed tos, the obligations, the expectations, what's the right thing to do, what the next thing to do, or what makes sense. And the answer is none of those things are what you should do. The only thing you, inverted commas, should do, again, should equals shame, my friends, is the thing that you want to do, that you deeply desire to do. Now, if you're struggling and battling with you don't know what you want, you flip back and forth, it's normally a sign that there's a lack of regulation or there's a wound at the level of desire, that there is somewhere in you that has a wound around wanting something. Maybe you were really disappointed in the past. Maybe that every single time you've wanted something, life has fallen apart around you. That can create not just limiting beliefs, but something at the deep level of a wound. It can create trauma in the nervous system around that desire is unsafe. Desire is something we cannot get behind because it's not safe for us to do so. So often we want things because they're a good idea or because they make sense or because they would be the right thing. But they have to be something we truly desire. They have to be something that what I've been calling a full body fuck yes. They have to feel like that. They have to feel like that in our nervous system, in our body, in our mind. They have to infuse every part of our cell if we're going to become magnetic to those desires. So when our desires just make sense or they're a good idea, they're not full. Right? It's not a fully formed manifestation already. Then step 2, we do the work to believe we can have it. We're not all born with a sense of self-esteem and self-worth and self-confidence. We're not all born with a deep sense that anything's possible. And in fact, our upbringing and the culture around us has an enormous impact, like we know. But what has an even bigger impact is the state of our nervous system. So even if you're consciously aware of limiting beliefs around what's possible for you, what you think you can or can't do, that those actually live and operate at the level of the nervous system too, that they are probably stories that you created because of a feeling in your nervous system, because there was always a sensation when you went to go for something or put yourself out there. And so there might be work to do at the nervous system level, at the energy level of healing the wounds around believing we're worthy and we can have it. And this shows up a lot with a shame identity. If we go through a lot of experiences when we're younger where we didn't feel good enough, or, maybe parents were busy and didn't come to the school play, or maybe we were always last on the list. Maybe we were kind of, they thought we were independent, so doing fine, and we didn't feel valued and seen by them, or our caregivers, parents/caregivers. What this can often create is something called a shame identity. And we then grow up believing there's fundamentally something wrong with us, or fundamentally that we're not worthy or we're not good enough. And it's deeper than just an idea in our head. It's a truth. It resonates deep in the nervous system. And so doing the work to believe we can have it in the process of manifestation isn't about doing the head work and reading some affirmations. It's actually about digging deep into where the level of the wound and the level of the trauma through the work I teach inside the Becoming program, through somatic work, through working with, me, whether it's like a coaching platform or root cause therapy or an equivalent, to really address it at the level of the wound. When we're able to do that, to shift it, to release it, we're then able to reprogram. We're then able to rewire. We're then able to shift what's happening in the mind when the body feels safe to change. If something is still alive in the body and still active in the body, you can try and rewrite the stories but you're bypassing that spiritual bypassing, right? Is trying to rewrite or positively think your way over something that feels desperately true to your nervous system. And one of the most empowering ways to get into that full body yes or that full body no is to listen, is to allow yourself to feel the sensations of the body, to feel what the body is trying to tell you. And when we're always bypassing with trying to be eternally optimistic and positive, we switch off that sense, we switch off that connection to the body. So in a second sense, then healing is about releasing the energies of the past from the body so that we can manifest and create this new future, so that we're not weighed down an energetic level with our past, with the wounds, with the stories, with the trauma, so that we can release them and move into the next version of ourselves. Step number 3 is taking the action, inspired action. And I think, I talk a lot about hustle and a lot about spinning our wheels and a lot about burning ourselves out. The difference is between action and inspired action is inspired action feels like a nudge. Inspired action feels like, oh, that would be interesting. Inspired action comes to you and flows, and it's so fast, like, shit, I need a pen. Action is, okay, let's sit down and take some effort. Now, look, there have been seasons in my life where I have absolutely just forced myself into action and sat myself down and made myself work. And as I've talked about in previous episodes, the sacred or divine masculine is a lot about structure. But when I'm doing it from the place of I need to get a result and I need to manifest and it needs to happen from this level of the level of the wound or the wounded feminine energy of unworthy and proving myself through my work and overachieving and performing so I'm seen and validated. And I say this about myself, just to be clear, when I've gone through those seasons, the work either isn't enough, like it's never enough, or it doesn't stick. It feels futile and it feels pointless and I don't enjoy the process. And then I'm still in a full body no energy, right? And so this is where the difference between spinning our wheels and doing something because it's on a to-do list or it's because what we should do or the right thing to do or it's what someone on Instagram said versus what is inspired action? What is the guidance that I have right now? What is, if I tap into my body and mind, what inspired action comes to me to take right now? And so this is why I'm a believer in positive procrastination, because you might have an idea, maybe to start a podcast or something. By the way, free training on my YouTube on how to start your podcast for free. You can also get it in the shop at lucysuperfox.com/shop. Hello, everybody. Just wanted to interrupt this podcast to share with you my signature program, Becoming, that is open for enrollment. Becoming is the inner transformation and outer manifestation program. This is the program where we heal so that we can take self-confidence and alignment and your power to manifest to the next level through becoming your most healed you. Now, if you're right now finding yourself losing your way with goals, feeling numb, lost, and disconnected, or it doesn't feel safe to be you, then I want you to know this is the program that will change it all. I know that you can, your potential, but maybe you just feel like you've got zero energy and focus, or you've got one foot on the brake and one foot on the accelerator at the same time. So what if you could actually go on and create that dream life that you're seeking? What if you could actually manifest those goals and dreams like a total boss and have the deep confidence that you're seeking so that you can trust yourself to make decisions about love, money, career, or even your business? So imagine this. The anxiety is gone. You're fully in your body, feeling aligned, certain, and on purpose. The pressure's off because you deeply know that you are good enough, and you create in your business or your career because you choose to. And the shame, the should, the expectations are things of the past. You know who you are with a sense of confidence and certainty that makes your energy freaking electric. The transformation's obvious. You feel different, you look different, you sound different, and then the magic shows up, all because you said yes to becoming. So if you are ready to go on that journey of inner transformation to deeply heal so that you can create that outer transformation that you're seeking, you can join me inside the Becoming program, either self-paced or one-to-one at lucysuperfox.com/becoming. And to find out more, to deep dive and unlock the free Relax Transformation Masterclass, you can do that at lucysuperfox.com/relax. And I can't wait to see you inside. It might be that you've got an inspired idea to start a podcast, right? And then you're like, I want to start a podcast. What should I call it? You can either force yourself to sit down the next day and write a framework, write your first 10 episodes and write your title and then watch my training and then set up all your platforms and force it. Or you can actually be like, wow, that's so exciting. I love that. How does that make me feel? Oh, that feels so good. Okay, I wonder what I'm going to call it. Let's reflect on that. And because you're then in the state, because you've done your healing work of being like, You're allowing the room, you're allowing the flow through your kind of embodied feminine and the embodied masculines there with the structure when you're ready. It's there with the motivation when you're ready, but it's not being driven by this like archaic, like sit down, block and hustle kind of mindset. And so this is where inspired action is so, so, so important, is getting yourself in the energy of the thing you want before you take the action. So not getting yourself in the energy of I hope and I wish and I'm desperate, because we all know what desperate feels like. We've all dated that person. But instead thinking, if I was already there, if I was already this person, if I already had that life, if I already achieved my goal, what would I do right now? Like, what would feel really good to me right now? What would be a great step for me right now? And I often use this with posting on social media, by the way. And whenever I try to be too like rigid about posting and get into my wounded masculine of like, I need to post, I need to post, I need to post, and my wounded feminine of like, oh, I need to be seen on social media, the posts flop. Because I even believe your social media posts are infused with the energy that you put through them. And so whenever I do it from a place of genuine inspiration, this is what's on my heart to say, this is what feels good right now. Even if it feels like a slight change in direction, I trust that that's what's supposed to come through. But I can only trust because I've done the inner work to heal, because I've brought that sense of safety, which is the foundation of everything, to my nervous system, that I feel safe to be myself. It feels safe to trust myself, to be inspired, versus needing to structure and organize and control myself. Right. And this is again why healing is so foundational in the manifestation process. Step number 4 is to make room and make space. And this is things like, if you wanted new shoes, you'd have to clear out your shoe cabinet. Or if you wanted, a new partner, you might have to take down the photos of your old relationship. Or you're on a body transformation journey, the clothes that you've actually dieted beyond, you might sell or throw away. Like, this is about making room. Like, one of the examples I always use with kind of like my business owner clients is the example of, if let's say you want to take on more one-to-one PT clients or hair clients, where in the diary are they going to go? Let's block that in for them. It's plotting and planning and making room. And again, very connected with inspired action, but plotting and planning and making room as if it's already happened. It's like acting as if. This is where the phrase acting as if comes from in spiritual circles, right? It's not pretending or faking or fake it till you make it. It's being in the energy of, if it's already done, what needs to shift and change? What needs to rearrange? What do I need to make room so it can come in? And this is where with business, like, people want more money, but often they're so narrow-minded in terms of they have no idea where the money would go. So one of the things I work on with a lot of my clients is a spending plan based on what they currently receive or earn, and their dream spending plan at the next level, because then when that money comes in exactly where it goes, which means it feels safe to receive because you've made space, right? It's normalized. It's what you're available for. It's easy. Okay. And so from that energy, from making space, we're creating that ease and that flow. Again, we're going from the inspired action of like the masculine structure of like making things happen. And then we're working through this kind of masculine feminine balance of like the flow moving through a masculine structure of a new spending plan. I hope that makes sense. And the 5th and final step of manifestation that I teach is trust the process or keep the faith, whichever words resonate better. But the thing is, it's very difficult to trust the process when your nervous system is in a state of dysregulation. It's very difficult to trust and have faith in something bigger than you when you have buckle connection to yourself. It's very difficult to have faith in the big picture and your manifestational power when you feel completely fried, burnt out, and you don't know whether you're coming or going. And so many people approach manifestation from the hoping, wishing, praying without shifting on an energetic level, without going through this process and seeing that this process is fundamentally undermined by how safe we feel to be ourselves, by how safe we feel in our nervous system to live in our current everyday life, by how triggered or glimmered we are by our environment, the people we spend our time with, where we spend our time, how we spend our time. Fundamentally, the number one thing that is missing in most people's manifestations is the state and the health of their nervous system and the stories and the wounds and the energy that they are in. The number one master manifestation tool is the word alignment. This is a buzzword right now, but alignment simply means a mind-body connection. It simply means that what you desire and what you think about are lined up with how you feel, that you feel like that is normal, like it's easy, like it's safe, like it's a full body fucking yes. Or In fact, a full body fucking no, right? But we always get what we're available for, whether we like it or not. We don't get what we want. We don't get the surface level of just what we desire. We have to have desire that has to be backed by belief, and that belief has to show up in body and in mind. And if our nervous system is fried, if we are operating at the level of our wounds and trauma because we're being triggered every day by the person at work and we're being activated on the way home by the rush hour, we're not in the energy and the state of receiving. We're not in that beautiful feminine flow of being open to receive through those masculine structures, whether it's money, whether it's love, whether it's business, because we're in the energy of fight, flight, and survive. And a nervous system in survival mode is not one that's focused on thriving. It's not one that's focused on receiving, because it's probably taken on way too much shit. You're probably overloaded with expectation and obligation and fuck all boundaries. And so the idea of taking on more to your nervous system is so fundamentally unsafe. It won't matter how big you want your business, it won't grow, because we don't get what we want. We get what we are fundamentally and energetically available for. And this is why I am begging you, do not underestimate the importance of manifestation in your healing journey and healing in your manifestation journey. If you want to create, design this life, a beautiful life of whatever you seek, because everyone's is different, right? I always used to say I wanted a big life. I now know I wanted a deep life. I wanted one full of meaning and purpose and experiences and love and like wealth and abundance and intimacy and connection. And they're my words. Yours might be yachts, boats, designer shit, and holidays. There's no judgment here. This is your life's purpose. This is your calling on this earth. This is you're here to walk out whatever you want to walk out, right? But I am urging you that if you want to create that life, you are going to have to become a different person through healing, both at the level of the wound, the level of the trauma, and the level of the story, whilst also embodying, embracing, and integrating those lessons so you can step into that full body fuck yes energy, line up in what we call that magical buzzword alignment, so that you are a vibrational and energetic match for the things not only you desire, but they are you. They are normal. They are things that you just expect. They feel safe. They feel easy. Side note, if anything ever feels shocking, it's probably not going to happen, because a nervous system that feels regulated, that feels safe, is a nervous system that has a big magnetic field. It's magnetic. It's full of energy. It has capacity, right? A nervous system that's fried and dysregulated is dysregulated and wobbly. We want to be creating that strong magnetic field, and we can only do that through healing the energies of the body and healing the stories of the mind, so we can step into that powerful integrated alignment and becoming the person that we want to be. So if you love this and you are ready to become a manifesting magnet through your healing journey, then this is your last week to join me inside the Becoming program, Coach One-to-One, or self-paced at your own pace at lucysuperfox.com/becoming. This program is the 5 steps to magic manifestation. It is the roadmap to inner transformation to create those outside results in your 3D reality. This is the exact roadmap to walk through, to heal you from burnout, to heal from the hustle culture, and step into your divine and embodied feminine and masculine flow, so that you can define and create your version of soft girl success. So if you are ready to do that, you can join me at lucysuperfox.com/becoming. And if you are curious but want to find out more, you can dig into the Relaxed Transformation Masterclass, how to find your relaxed way in business and life, at lucysuperfox.com/relax. So if you love this episode, I'd love you to leave a comment, share it with a friend. Let me know what you thought. And I cannot wait to see you in the next episode. Have a beautiful one, my friends. And I cannot wait to see you inside.